All right, so I'm here with Edge, formerly known as
Airbitz, yes.
And I'm here with, what's your name again?
Brett Maverick, people call me Maverick, but that's my middle name.
So what's your role with Edge?
Business development, which is really like, bullshitting, right? I'm not a developer, but I basically pump what the developers do and make sure people know about it, right? I do a lot of media content, and I also handle pretty much everything on the business side. So I've done everything from, making it basically, what's it called? Financial models, pitching investors, talking to users, doing some QA, app deployment. So pretty much a business utility piece. But I'm not a developer. I'm more of the sizzle, not the steak, so to speak. But I can talk about the product.
Yeah. So give us a basic rundown. What is Edge? What does it do?
Yeah, so Edge, formerly Airbitz. So a lot of old-time Bitcoin users know us as Airbitz, and Airbitz was a Bitcoin wallet. And we were founded in 2013, launched in 2014, and we've been protecting millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin ever since. And we've existed on iOS and Android, and we architected our wallet in such a way that only the user has access to their coins, they have sovereignty over it, and we don't collect any private information. So we've always kind of been at the juxtaposition of Silicon Valley and Wall Street. So Silicon Valley collects all your information and sells it. We're not interested in that. And Wall Street takes your money and lends it out. We don't do that either. We're in the business of security. And we're in the business of making these decentralized applications work. So Bitcoin is the first decentralized application that we have. So that was our first product, the wallet. Since that time, it's been 4 years now. It's been a crazy 4 years. We have basically a blossoming of coins and projects. So we decided to make a multi-asset wallet, and that's what Edge is, right? So we've added Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we can add any ERC20 token. We have Dash on there as well, and we actually have Bitcoin SegWit enabled for Bitcoin and Litecoin, which I think we're pretty one of the few mobile wallets that actually does. And like I said, with Ethereum, one of the cool things with Ethereum is you can add ERC20 tokens. So we support any user can add their token that they're holding, because a lot of them hold it on exchanges, right? It makes them pretty fragile. And our philosophy from the beginning is try to find the sweet spot between users having total self-reliance and then users having to trust us or an exchange, right? Those are the two biggest sources of losses in crypto in general, crypto assets. You're either leaving it on an exchange, it gets hacked, right? You're kind of out of luck, or you have a hardware wallet or whatever back that you lose, right? And it's happened. Even experienced people have everyone is careless from time to time. So we have fail-safes within our wallet that help the average user, someone like me that doesn't want to encrypt and back up or synchronize private keys. I can just download an app on my phone that only I have access to, right? So that's what we focus on. And going forward, you're going to see more coins, more functionality. We have Shapeshift on board as well, so people, users can go in between, Litecoin and Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, et cetera, et cetera. And we'll probably add another exchange in there as well, so it can dynamically price. You want to go from Bitcoin to Litecoin, it'll figure out which service will be cheaper and faster, right? So little things like that.
Kind of a built-in arbitrage.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so, and we're trying to build more and more fiat on-ramps, try to get every major pair in there, so we have pretty big plans for it. And, we think if you can hold a phone and swipe, you're a potential user, right? So we're pretty ambitious. Making a wallet is hard, right? And it's not so obvious how you make money, right? But I think we've figured out, and it usually just comes from premium services. Either fiat on ramps, connecting people to services, or something like Shapeshift. Yeah.
Common question we get with mobile wallets is, what happens if my phone gets destroyed
or you lose it, or whatever. Right. So that's why we have a unique username and password login. A lot of mobile apps or crypto apps don't have that. They usually give a 12-word seed or a 24-word backup. We never believed in that. We like the username password model, and it's something that people know or use it. And it feels like it, but it's not. It isn't a website login, right? We still don't have access to your account. We never see your password, right? So there's an element of personal responsibility there, but we do everything we can to mitigate some of the mistakes. So with the username and password, something you can do if you lose your phone, and this actually happened to me. I lost my phone. All I had to do was get a new one, download Airbitz, put in my username and password, and all my value is right there. Right, and then we have tools like account recovery we were talking about before that allow people, if you actually forget your password, because we can't do anything about it. That's built into our architecture. But we do have tools that kind of can get you out of a bad situation.
So essentially, your login and password are basically like
Those are your key. That's your key, right?
Your private
like
key.
key to your house, right? It's a key that encrypts all the other keys. Right? Yeah, we've been like that's been our philosophy since day one. We've been pretty successful in the community.
And I think that's a nice selling point for new users because they're used to the login and password.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
As opposed to remembering some ridiculously long private key or
I
series
think
of 12 words.
beginners or people that aren't necessarily programmers like myself, we intuitively know that we could screw up too, right? But we also have to keep in mind this isn't a FDIC insured account, right? Bitcoin is actually much more real than fiat because you could actually lose. The other stuff, you can only lose stuff that's real, like in my opinion. If it's not real, you can't lose it, you know? So we want to find that middle ground, like I said before, between relying on us, like we're not holding your stuff. You know, we don't want to, and we think that the individuals should take responsibility, right, and have sovereignty over their coins, but also a lot of help, right, and that's what we do. And one of the big things that I think that we excel in is customer support. So just being there when people, you know, they don't necessarily, why isn't this transaction going through, or how do I use the wallet, right? I think that's a big thing because people, you know, obviously money is emotional, right? You know, like and this is a new system, so not only do we have fail-safes built in, but we have customer support. You know, we've got a couple of guys that are ready to take a call. We're open on Telegram, WhatsApp. You know, you can tag us on Twitter, and we'll usually get back, you know, pretty soon. Email, you know, within 24 hours, usually quicker than that. And I think that's something that's missing in a lot of cryptocurrency. You know, because a lot of it has been it's been built for first adopters, you know, people that know what they're doing. So, you know, the people building it haven't been as concerned with the regular user. We've always been trying to keep both in mind, where we have advanced features and things that, you know, cypherpunks or that they want, you know, or control over their coins, privacy, but also some help for the regular user who might be intimidated. Like, pretty much everyone is a little intimidated, right? When you have a lot of money on the line, right, that you know you can lose, you care about it. So we know that, and we put in some fail-safes, and we have a really good customer support team that can help out.
Now, right now, is it just kind of a mobile wallet?
Yeah, it's just mobile.
So is it spendable from
the wallet? Yeah, 100%. So
how would that
basic
work?
send
Like
and
if you're-
receive.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just like any other app that you've used, you know, someone sends you a QR code, right? You just go into our app, you know, send it out. We don't collect any fees on that. The only transaction fees you're going to pay are to the network, right? You got to pay the miners to do the work. We don't make any money on that. We don't plan to.
So in regards to that, like, what's your main source of revenue?
Our main source of revenue is premium services. So fiat exchanges, crypto to crypto exchanges. So every time you go from fiat to, you know, USD or, you know, Bitcoin to Ethereum, there's going to be a little transaction fee that we charge for. Or if you're buying like a gift card within our app, right, we're going to take a little. We got to. We've seen pretty good success with that. Still a long way to go, but that's how you make money. The app itself is free, right? And if you just want to have an app that stores Bitcoin and you can send Bitcoin in and out, right? You have a free banking app, right? And the only fees you're paying are to the network, not to us.
Where do you see you guys? Where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I mean, it's really scaling to, well, more coins, more functionality. It's going to feel more and more like magic, right? Even though there's a lot more complexity built in. We're going to have more services in there, more fiat on-ramps. We're also going to have, we also work with decentralized applications. So one of the more futuristic things about our wallet, the phone itself can act as a login for decentralized applications. So are you guys familiar with Augur? right? So they're a pretty famous ERC20 token, one of the first ones. They really pioneered some of the space, and they were one of our first partners. And we actually support them natively in the app. But you'll be able to, so when you, in this new world where you have like a Facebook without a Mark Zuckerberg or servers behind it, you just have an application, which is, it makes things, login is a little more difficult, so to speak. And then also there's money involved because all these things have some type of token, right? So that adds complexity to the whole equation. So something like our wallet can be used to log into these applications without, and you got to keep in mind, we don't know anything about you and Augur doesn't know anything about you. So this is done privately. This is kind of like the anti-Facebook login. So Facebook, when you log in, they know everything about you, right? They know where you're doing. They collect your information and sell it. We don't do that. It's the opposite. And then you'll also, whatever Augur rep you have in there, in your wallet will show up in your application on your computer. So there's kind of like a handoff in between, and you'll be able to transact on there without us or the Augur application ever having access to your money, right? Or the Augur team or whatever. You know, it's just an application running on your computer locally. Right, so that's kind of like the future. The future is making dApps secure and usable for the average person. Because if we want large-scale adoption, the average person has to be able to protect their private keys, and they have to do it in a private, secure, easy way, right? And we're not there yet, right, as a community, or but people can see it growing, right? And things connecting, and we're one of those connectors, and a company that's focused on. We don't have a token, we don't have an ICO. We're focused on building products that work. So we're going to be big with decentralized applications, and like Bitcoin was the first decentralized application. So we built security and usability specifically for that problem, and that every project after Bitcoin has similar security issues, right, and usability issues. So we're there to tackle that problem. Right, so 5 years from now, you're gonna see us on more people's phones. You're gonna see more coins. You're gonna see more functionality. It's gonna be even cleaner, smoother experience. Almost dummy-proof, right? You have more customer support, and there's gonna be more, decentralized applications that you can actually log into and use. We won't be building them, right? But we'll be facilitating that, interaction between you and some other application that doesn't have a company behind it, right? It's kind of weird, right? We're used to social networks or companies that, someone controls, or, there's servers to it. This is a whole new world, so we need a new security model, and that's kind of why we went with the name Edge, because our philosophy is basically protecting the edges of the network, and the edges of the network are you and me, right? You and me and our devices are the edges, and those have to be protected, right? And our current infrastructure for that isn't ready, but that's what we're doing, right? And we're solving that problem. Everything is flipped upside down. We need to rewire everything. We need to resecure everything. Because what we've been doing is basically these behemoths have been collecting all of our data and storing all our value for us, right? Everyone's been kind of deflecting responsibility, and I think it's at the cost of creativity and freedom. And I think these decentralized applications are bringing that back, where you take responsibility, but there's help, and it just makes everything better in the sense that you can transact freely on the internet, securely and privately. Yeah, and that's what we're focused on.
And right now, people can download it on iOS.
Yeah, on iOS and Android. We literally just launched on Thursday, and if you have trouble finding in the App Store, it might be because there's tons of things called Edge. But you can go to our website at edgesecure.co, and you'll get a direct link. But I think it's been easier to find on iOS than Android. So for Android users, go to our website directly if you can't find it on the App Store. Try it out. Give us feedback and give us a good review if you think it's a quality wallet. We definitely want to get up on the apps over there. Yeah, we want people to know what's a quality wallet. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
No problem.
And wish you the best of luck.
Awesome.